people was proud to keep it real. Nowadays, the last thing people want to do is keep it real. Hey, Reggie, we live?
Yeah, man, we live.
I don't know about this Ben Crump, y'all. First thing come out his mouth is about some neck bones. He already country. He's supposed to be doing an investigation, but he could barely read. Nolan parents need to get their money back, because it don't look like they're going to solve this thing anytime soon. Not with no Ben Crump. Al Sharpton got Alzheimer's. He don't remember who a Nolan Wells is. Tyler Perry dishing out all his money. I know they glad the funeral over. Rest in peace to Nolan, but this is getting sadder and sadder every day. You got Nancy Grace speaking on it. She got a new facelift, a new bob on. Before you know it, she gonna be doing her show with a bonnet on, keeping it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? We about to get into this, but before we do, make sure y'all do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get into this news, y'all.
Still no final answers this morning for the parents of Nolan Wells after the autopsy report they commissioned found the cause and manner of the 18-year-old's death to be undetermined.
There's so many people out in the public asking all of these questions, but the only question that we have is what happened to our son.
Wells vanished during a July 4th boat trip to a remote barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and his body was recovered 2 days later. The state's autopsy is still pending. The family autopsy found there were no fractures or deep tissue injuries, but described an area of red discoloration on the back of his head.
That's a signal to me that the pathologist is not certain that it's due to trauma. Discoloration can happen from lots of different things, and especially in a decomposed body, discoloration could just be a consequence of decomposition.
The pathologist said he could not observe the airway and lungs for water because the Mississippi medical examiner had already removed parts of the young man's body, pointing out that is common practice. Sources tell ABC News Wells was found wearing only swim trunks, face down in the water, consistent with a drowning. Wells's friend Warren Hudson, appearing on the Officer Tatum Show podcast, echoing earlier accounts that Wells chose to stay behind after the boat he took to Horn Island began to take on water.
Oh, that's some BS, man. Officer Tatum coaching this man through it. He looking out for Nolan's friends. Don't balk them on his podcast. That two-timing double agent snake. Why he even providing them with an outlet? And escape. Let them tell their story in the court of law. This Officer Tatum taking it too far, man. Somebody needed to put a stop to this man. He Uncle Ruckus 5.0. We ain't never gonna get to the bottom of this. Ben Crump can't read. Al Sharpton don't know if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They might as well put Alexander O'Neal on the damn case. Oh no. All the old heads trying to figure out what's the big deal because they was in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Nolan. A lot of money being made off this thing. Hold on, listen at this, y'all.
Obviously, we were in emergency. The boat, we're trying to save the boat. It's not like we didn't ask Nolan or we just left Nolan. Nolan decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with.
As Mississippi...
Hold on, wait a minute, Mook. He said they was trying to save the boat and they had to sacrifice Nolan. If the boat wasn't working, it wasn't working. How was they able to get all the way back home if the boat wasn't working? It wasn't enough room for Nolan on the boat. They had to take some seashells just in case they had to build a boat or something like that. What the hell? Nolan was too black for the boat. They ain't want to lose him at bay. In case it got dark out there, they ain't know where he was at. Next thing you know, they push his eyeballs in the water. What sense do this make, man? They was trying to save the boat. And they had to give, it was either Nolan or the boat. And he figured, I'll stay back. I got these cheeks over here, booty so big I could float back. That's what it seemed like they trying to say. This girl butt was so big to where he felt like he ain't need no raft, no hover, no nothing. As long as he had that enough ass for days, he ain't never had to go hungry or nothing like that. He wanted to stay behind to save the boat. This don't make no sense, man. Hold on, run that part back.
Authorities continued their boat he took to Horn Island echoing earlier accounts that Wells chose to stay behind after the boat he took to Horn Island began to take on water.
Obviously, we were in emergency. The boat, we're trying to save the boat. It's not like we didn't ask Nolan or we just left Nolan. Nolan decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with.
As Mississippi authorities continue their investigation, they're urging patience.
There's a lot of questions. I get that, but I also need to emphasize that it's important that this process be able to occur in a way that helps ensure that we get the right answers, that we put together the right facts, that we get people coming forward that give credible statements.
Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Oh, this ain't nothing but a big old mess, man.
Reporting live from Myers Club.
We gonna get to that. They making comedy out this thing now. This ain't nothing but a joke, an American joke. And the saddest part about it is, the people really ain't got no power. All the people gonna do is make a bunch of YouTube videos. It's gonna be a bunch of TikToks, a bunch of Instagram. That's the worst thing that ever happened to black culture, is the internet. People already ain't had no power before, but we really ain't got no power now. People satisfied with a TikTok. People waiting on the latest news. People hoping that this stuff never go away. It's entertainment. This bigger than Hollywood. Not only is the lawyers getting paid, but your everyday people out there can flip $1 off of a black life. We like a bunch of piranhas, and I ain't gonna be preaching on it, but I'm just saying, y'all. Don't nobody give a damn about no Nolan Wells? Because if they did, it wouldn't be all this conversation, and it'd be more action. They got Ben Crump up there talking about some neck bones. We don't know if he's talking about a Sunday dinner or a Sunday investigation. I'm confused. Y'all need to listen at this, man, because he going on. And the more he talk, the more he don't make no sense to me.
We are watching attorneys for Nolan Wells' family releasing the results of their independent autopsy report. 18-year-old Wells died after a July 4th boat trip with friends off the coast of Mississippi. His body was recovered on July 6th, and authorities say they believe he drowned and that there was no indication of a crime. But Wells' family says they have a lot of questions. And the family's attorney now says an independent autopsy found the cause and manner of death to be undetermined, pending more investigation. Let's bring in ABC News Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky and legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer for more. So, Aaron, walk us through Ben Crump's arguments here.
Wait. Slow it down. I got to make sure my shit running smooth. I got to check the stream. I got to check the chat. I got to do all that stuff. So we going to have to slow it all the way down. Now, let's do it like this, man. All right, that's cool. Y'all stay tuned while I work this out. Because I don't want my stuff to be sounding bootleg. I got to make sure it's official. Hold on. If you in the building, let me know you in the building, man. Because they be hating on my streams. I be recording for an hour and don't nobody even hear my vocals, man. Let me know. Okay, we got some people up in here. Let me know if y'all can hear me out there. And let me know if y'all hit that like button. Hold up, we got some all-stars in the building. Let me know if that's really y'all. Let me make sure there ain't no trolls or nothing up in here. We got some real people, or is them a bunch of robots over there? Y'all gonna have to let me know. Now let me check my audio real quick. Hold on. Stay tuned while I work this out. Because I don't want my stuff to be sounding bootleg. I gotta make sure. Oh, we good, y'all. We good. We all the way good. Let's do this. Y'all ready? We about to do our own investigation. I don't think Ben Crump up for the task. I personally don't think he give a damn. I think he just trying to get paid. And y'all know how I do. Once I start investigating, I get to the bottom of stuff ASAP. And all you really got to do is read between the lines, man. They doing a whole lot of talking, but they ain't talking about nothing. Everybody running their mouth, but ain't got nothing to say. So let's go ahead
Media to
and get to the bottom of this, man. Hold on.
Neck.
Because they talking about them neck bones heavy.
Different ethnicity.
People stomach growling. Speaking on Nolan Wells. Okay, let's do this. Come on, let's go.
I've done hundreds of autopsies on infants, toddlers, young teens, young adults, senior citizens, obese, morbidly obese, different ethnicities, suicides, murders, accidents, natural causes. I've done them all. So when you tell me there was an absence of the interior structure of the neck, my question is why and where is it? Was it recovered with the remains, or were the remains like this when you retrieve the remains? What part of his neck is missing? Has the soft tissue been preserved, or did the water damage or anything else disrupt what could possibly be used as information to find out the cause of death? Because if his neck is missing, then what caused his injury? The structural integrity of the...
Ooh, he trying to say that they lynched him out there in Mississippi. Oh no, that's a terrible sight when you think about it. I hope they ain't string that boy up on no tree. I hope that's not what happened. Cause I could see it, man. All them standing around watching, barbecuing, having a good old time, trying to make America great again. I hope that's not what happened. But they say his neck was gone. Put two and two together, y'all. A black man found dead in Mississippi. And when they found him, he ain't had no neck. I ain't talking about no fat big back bitch with no neck. I'm talking about Nolan Wells, football star, healthy, in shape. He ain't just running around here 600 pounds with no neck. But when they found him in Mississippi, he ain't had no neck. That mean that it's a possibility that, God forbid, I don't know all the details, but they talking. It sound like they could have possibly lynched that man down there.
Disrupt what could possibly be used as information to find out the cause of death. Because if his neck is missing, then what caused his injury? The structural integrity of a neck, unless it was decapitated or dealt severe trauma, should be intact. So where's the portion of his neck? The interior, the inside of his neck is missing.
Y'all see that? That's that bullshit, because the people that did the autopsy, they knew if they handed Ben Crump that body with that neck missing or with the neck intact, they would have easily seen that his neck was snapped. They would have easily seen that he could have been hung or swinging from a tree or something. So when they sent the body, they made sure that neck wasn't there. That way, they can't connect them dots. But for the simple fact that the neck is not there, that's what's raising a lot of red flags.
Why? What can cause that type of damage to the neck?
A rope?
And then the trauma to the back of the head.
Oh, no.
Did they strike him in the back of the head and stab him? Or did they shoot him in the neck? Right? And he falls back and he hits his head. In which case, in my humblest opinion, he was murdered.
I'm Dr. Judy Malinek. I'm a board-certified forensic pathologist. And I just watched the Nolan Wells press conference. And I wanted to share some context for everyone. Being able to definitively state the cause of death after a body has not been found for several days and has been subsequently autopsied twice with signs of decomposition is incredibly, incredibly unlikely. Drowning is what's called a diagnosis of exclusion, which means that when you've got a fresh body, you want to be able to look at the body and see if there's any other causes of death for that body that is found in water that exclude the death being exclusively a drowning. So for example, if someone is shot and then thrown in the water, you'll have that gunshot and they'll be bleeding and the gunshot will be the cause of death, and the thrown in the water is not the cause of death. It's not even on the death certificate. If a person is strangled and they die from strangulation and then their dead body is thrown in the water, their body will take on water, but the cause of death is going to be strangulation, not drowning. also for any kind of traumatic injuries. His body was found 2 days after he disappeared, and this second autopsy done by Dr. Roger Mitchell wasn't until 4 days later. So we're dealing with quite a bit of decomposition, even if the body was refrigerated during that time. And then we have this other issue of the fact that not all the results are bad.
I'm tired of this, man. I might as well just break it down for y'all before we just go on with this all night. You know what I'm saying? I just need y'all to stay tuned. No, I need the perfect music for this. Yeah, leave it like that. I'm gonna just go ahead and break this down. Because people want to talk in circles, be speaking on this stuff for months, years, for entertainment purposes. And I get it, but come on, man. The hell with that. We gonna skip that part. Let's do this, man. Y'all need to see it for what it really is. The phone line's open too. If you got an opinion, call in and let us know how you feel. But until then, y'all need to hear this. What's the boy name? What was his name? Yep. Come on, man. This Nolan Wells situation happened right on time. Right on time. And y'all think that they really, and when I say they, I'm talking about the people in power, man. I'm talking about the people that's controlling the media, controlling the narrative. People saw this brother, if you want to call him that, take this man's life in the most cowardice way. Then you had a bunch of black people online talking about that's what he get, that's what you supposed to do. They was trying to jump him, whatever the case is. Black folks made it very vocal how, I don't want to say they, because I'm black as hell, where it matters. People have been very vocal about how they feel about this. So now the shoe's on the other foot. And I knew this was going to happen, man. I was saying this when it was going on, like, y'all might want to slow down on all that talking. You know, it's the situation. It is what it is, but this just going to make it harder for brothers and sisters in the future with these type of situations. Because trust me, people don't give a fuck about what's going on with Nolan for real. It's entertainment. And everybody got an opinion, people blogging and talking about it, but at the end of the day, will there be any justice for real? Then you say, well, Carmelo Anthony, he in jail. I don't think that's good enough to some people out there, to a lot of people out there. So, you know, these situations are always sticky. And I ain't picking no sides on this thing, man, because I know from an entertainment standpoint, motherfuckers are watching Monkey eat an apple or banana. People online watching all different types of things for kicks and giggles. And this type of stuff ain't no different. Unfortunately, stuff like this should be taken way more seriously, but it's not. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all what drove me crazy and what had me see things for what they really are. I'm going to show y'all why I'm over it. Look at this. We gonna get back to Nolan, but I remember like it was yesterday when Takeoff died and them people at that mall took out their phones and zoomed in on his head while he was bleeding. That's when I knew it wasn't no humanity left. It's a bunch of savages. They was hovering over his body, getting footage just so they could post it on TMZ, social media. And it was sickening, man. People don't give a damn about no human life. You can't tell me that they do. And what's even more sickening is this Officer Tatum, hot dog in the back of the neck bastard, sitting down, doing interviews and things with these boys, man. Matter of fact, we're about to get into it right now. As soon as I get this up, man, y'all make sure y'all hit them likes. Subscribe to the channel too. Matter of fact, here you go. Y'all listening? Okay, here it is.
So Warren, I'm gonna ask you some very pointed questions. I mean, just straight out. The first thing I want to ask you is, did you kill Nolan? All right, Warren, we had a chance to get to know each other over the last, 2 days. Went out to Horn Island. So I've had an opportunity to talk to you about a few things. And the things that you've told me have literally blown my mind. But the world haven't had a chance yet to hear your story, to hear Nolan's story.
This zesty daddy is sick. He looked like he ready to bust it open for that man. He invited him over to the house. You know he fixed him something to drink, something to eat. He was a stone cold killer. What they got to say about this man? He using this shit for content. He getting rich off of Nolan's death. And if you could, you would too. Y'all wish y'all had the opportunity. He reached out to the, I'm still over here. I'm losing it, man. I can't believe this is what it all boils down to. The hell with justice. It's sort of like Nolan is a pig and everybody trying to get a piece. Now let me get a leg, let me get a piece of back fat, let me get some, let me get the ears, let me get the foot. People just eating off of this. And he dead. Rest in peace.
The toxicology would have been done on the fluids from the body from the first autopsy. From the second autopsy, you're going to have a lot higher alcohol levels from the decomposition caused by bacteria, not caused by drinking. And there's one other important piece of information from that press conference, which is that the neck block, the portion of the neck from the front end, was missing. So Dr. Mitchell did not have a chance to examine that part of Nolan Wells' anatomy. Why is that important? Because if somebody is strangled, especially manual strangulation, the injuries are going to be to the front of the neck. There may be some redness at the back of the neck as well if injury comes from behind, but generally this part of the neck doesn't have the major blood vessels and the airway. It's the front of the neck that does. So compression or damage to the front of the airway, that's going to be found in the neck block that is still sitting at the medical examiner's office that was not released with the body.
Yeah, I think they strangled him, y'all. I think that's what happened. And me personally, I think he got lynched. He was out there by himself. They tackled his ass like a hog. Oh, man. That's why you got to be careful. Don't go to no remote island with no motherfucking body, man. He went to Horn Island and things got horny. Come to find out his friends weren't his friends. And that shouldn't be a surprise to nobody. A lot of people waking up to the fact that their so-called friends are not really their friends. People that you trust, people that you look after, people that you love. They don't fuck with you like that. And if they had the opportunity for any reason to get big mad, they'll take you clean up out the game. And you will be stuck because you trusted whoever it was, man. So that's my opinion. Now, I know Ben Crump could barely talk. And he the man leading the case and everything. I don't know why Nolan's parents picked this man. But when you think about it, I guess they said a brother is the only person they could really trust in this situation. But for the right price, he'll jack this whole thing up. So we gonna take a listen to what Ben Crump had to say about the autopsy. But I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna listen to it. He act like he can't connect the dots because he too busy struggling with them words. He just trying to make sure he pronunciate everything. I don't think he comprehending what he reading, but I could be wrong. Listen at this.
Preliminary findings, and this is significant. Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. He said the etiology is unknown at this time. He said the body was received after the initial autopsy. He said the body had marked decompensation.
Oh, get this nigga.
He said corona incision of the scalp, brain removal, Y-shaped incision of the anterior torso, and he talked about the organs being removed, as is common, accompanied in the body cavity. And that when you have an autopsy, the organs are removed from the body and they are dissected and examined, and then they are put back in a bag within inside the body. So when they're buried, their remains will all be with them. But in this occasion, if there's going to be a second autopsy, then the organs are put in the body cavity, so the second pathologist could...
Man, he's supposed to be somewhere filing motions and shit. As soon as he got the body with no neck, that's when he should have called up them heavy hitters. It's time to go to work. He should have showed up to the coroner's office, where the neck. He doing press conferences. Man, a press conference, get down there and get that damn neck. Where is the neck? Ain't nothing else to talk about. They saying you a necklace body. And he want to barely read about it to the people. Somebody get him out of here. Am I tripping? Or is this how it's supposed to go? And is they paying him with food stamps? Or is they giving him hard-earned cash? Is he doing it for free? Because if I can't take him seriously, I don't know how this man's parents is taking him seriously. Let your body show up to the lawyer's office and you ain't got no neck. And before he call or get real busy, he need to be filing all types of paperwork and suing every motherfucking body. It ain't even got to make it to the news. He need to have more shock value in what he got going on. They see him coming a mile away. He putting it all on social media. He giving a rundown to the public. That ain't a smart move for a lawyer. To be speaking to the public about what you got going on. They know all his tactics. They know he can't read. It ain't no winning situation. All he could do is make a big fuss. But am I wrong, though? Somebody let me know, because that's how I feel about it. Okay, let's get back into this.
To be able to examine the organs as well. Very significant for Dr. Mitchell was that the anterior inner neck structures were absent, not received with the body. And we'll explain that in just a minute. And then it talks about the additional procedures performed during the second autopsy. And we'll go into the paragraphs on that there because he explains it better in his narrative. So where's the first page of the discussion? Not the diagram yet. You can get the diagram over there.
Oh, man, this man got me losing my mind. I got to see what y'all saying about it, man. I got to see what my people talking about. Because I ain't about to be losing my mind with this Ben Crump dude. Angel said he will get justice on Judgment Day. No one will get away. The Lord knows all about it. Peace and blessings. So you trying to say them boys ain't gonna get no justice in this life with Ben Crump on the job? They ain't gonna spend a day in jail with the neck bones missing. Nobody gonna know what really happened? Is that what y'all trying to tell me? That's as much faith as y'all got in Nolan Wells getting justice? Is that he will get justice on Judgment Day? Well, if that's the case, we all gotta wait till Judgment Day, man. I gotta see. Ain't nobody said nothing. Thank you, Angel, for even speaking on the situation. What can cause someone to hire Ben Crump as their attorney? Unless they want to be on TV. Unless they say we want to hit the jackpot, we want to be famous. Now's our time to shine. Get Al Sharpton and Tyler Perry involved. And Colin Kaepernick bring on the celebrity. They trying to get paid like Trayvon Martin parents got paid. And since we speaking about that, y'all need to look at this real quick. Because I swear, these people, when it's time to get some money, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all see it? Reverend Al Sharpton to show you all the stars, invite you to all the parties, get you to hook up, put you around some people with some big names. Look, that's Trayvon Martin with his mama. Trayvon Martin mama, that's a tongue twister. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Al Sharpton put them on to the game. And there go his parents. Beyonce ain't even put on no makeup for them niggas. They did it for a photo op. Trayvon Martin father got a little record label going allegedly. He doing beats for Outkast and shit. He has Stankonia Studios with the Dungeon family now. They'll put you in the game, man. Let you be a victim. Let something happen to one of your children, man. Had your ass at the Grammys, they might even give you an award. Just for being it's a bunch of perks. They selling t-shirts. They still getting paid off of Trayvon. Matter of fact, since we taking it there, let's take it here too. What's the girl name? Hold on. Get this shit together. Excuse my language. Y'all remember Shanquella Mama now? They got that money. Look at Ben Crump. Ben Crump was there too. When Shanquella got taken out, next thing you know, her parents had a GoFundMe, done made over $1 million. Ben got his money. They got their money. They somewhere in the suburbs right now. Living good, eating good, that victimhood money. It's only one way to go to the door. And Ben Crump gonna take it all the way there to the max. Now you got Nolan's parents. They in the spotlight. It's their time to shine. It's their time to cash in. And I ain't saying they doing it for the money, but hell, this big business. Shanquella Black Friends took her life and her parents still got paid. You had the rappers, look, My Song. Remy Ma did a song about it. Whatever can get a buzz. They sold chicken dinners off of her passing, man. But that's Negro here, no there. We're going to move on. We're going to get back to this. Because maybe I'm taking it too far. Maybe I'm looking too deep into this thing. But we're going to move along. Listen at this, y'all.
So you may ask, is this common practice for pathologists to keep a portion of the anatomy with them at the medical examiner's office and not release it to the family? And the answer is yes. We will sometimes retain important specimens that have pathology in a jar under formaldehyde at the medical examiner's office for further examination or as evidence. And the absence of that neck block is really important because we still don't have information from the first autopsy that has not been released yet. So we don't know if it was kept out of an abundance of caution, meaning that it didn't have any findings and it was negative, or it was kept because it has findings, because there's a broken hyoid bone, or because there's hemorrhage in the strap muscles. Until we get that first autopsy report, we don't know why it's been retained. So why should anybody do a second autopsy? A second autopsy is often done in cases where there is a high-profile case such as this, or there is concern from the family for foul play, and they're just not getting answers from the medical examiner's office because the medical examiner's office is still doing their investigation and is keeping things under wraps, because if there is foul play, they have the evidence. They have the...
Man, it sounds like they took Nolan to Horn Island, where they can get him all alone. Probably walked him out to the woods. Started bringing up that was going on at that school. They put it all in his face, let him know that they know what he been doing. Cause them nerds he was with, he could bang all their girlfriends. Them geeks that he was calling his friends, he probably been with their sisters. Allegedly, I don't know. He was the football star. They was hating on him. They ain't like him for real. They knew that he was only hanging around possibly to bang their sister's cheeks. And that's why the first thing they said was, well, he wanted to stay behind with some broad. You know, Nolan, he liked to clap them cheeks, man. It was a Becky with a fatty or a Woody with a booty, and he just wanted to stay behind with that broad. We figure, hell, do your thing, Nolan. He got enough motion in the ocean to get back to the shore. We know that for sure. Oh, he was with some girl. That's all pun intended. He stayed with some female. That's why we left, because he wanted to get it in. He ain't nothing but a super freak. That's what they was mad. I guarantee you that's what they was mad about. He done stuck it to the wrong broad. And she the talk of the school. Oh, Nolan. They speaking about him in the girls' bathroom, in the girls' locker room. Oh, Noli. Holy cannoli. They showing his pictures all around the school and stuff. Like, quarterback is packing. And they sitting up there shrimped up, mad. I believe they brought him out there to the woods. Just like in the movies. Nolan, you did this. Nolan, you know you ain't right. Nolan, know this and know that. Nolan, just everything know. In the woods. And y'all know, I wish I had some slave music or something, because y'all know how Mississippi get. And this lady, she know damn well what happened. She just put her 2 cents out there creating a smoke screen. Take it from a professional or whatever the case, but she know exactly what happened, man.
Physical evidence that might be able to trap the killer, and they don't want to release that to the public. Even if there is no evidence of foul play, just the lack of evidence is evidence and is important information that might affect how people are interrogated, whether they're going to tell the truth or not the truth about what happened to him. You have to understand that the medical examiner's autopsy is legally mandated, and it is ultimately the most independent autopsy because it's not beholden to the family, it's not beholden to the prosecutor, to the police, to anybody else. It's an independent agency. So that is an independent autopsy, but it takes time. And it takes time until we get all the information back, including the toxicology report. And to answer the question, if somebody's intoxicated and they drown as a result of their intoxication, meaning that they're just, too intoxicated to be able to swim adequately, the cause of death would still be a drowning, but the intoxication would be considered a significant contributing condition. But because of what I said about alcohol forming from bacteria after death, if the body is decomposed, you have to subtract some of that alcohol because it may have been caused by bacteria and may not have been a sign of intoxication. And you can have up to 0.20 gram percent.
Man, the hell with the liquor, he dead, man. So what if they was drinking or whatever the case was? They probably gave him his final drink. People do shit like that. Any last words, they'll give you a last meal, a last drink. So what if he was drunk? They gave him a shot before they gave him a shot. They need to quit talking about if he was drinking or not. It ain't like Nolan was an alcoholic or something like that. They try and make it seem like he had some old English in the back of his shorts when they found him. They need to stop talking like this, man. Rest in peace to Nolan. His father, a big, strong black dude. I'm pretty sure he got in trouble at the grocery stores. Ain't no telling who his father done confronted. He probably stepped to one of them other boys' daddies, smacked them all upside their head. His daddy a big dude. Fighting over parking spots and things. Then he got that pretty wife. Nolan's mother is beautiful. They trying to say she ain't really black. Shit, her son black, and so is her husband. She black now. That's for damn sure. She probably blacked out dealing with Nolan's daddy. So they ain't got nothing to do with it, man. Ben Crump, he act like he want a piece of that. And I ain't trying to be funny, but damn, the way he be holding her hand, the way him and Al Sharpton be lusting after that. Let's move on, because this is getting goofy, I must say. And that's something I don't want to do on this type of video because it's so serious. And, a lot of people fake hurting behind this. A lot of people fake sad behind this. But unfortunately, for all you parents out there, matter of fact, I seen recently that a lady, she risked her life to save her son. She drowned because she was trying to save her son. So it's still good parents out there. So when I say what I'm about to say, I'm not talking about you. But for all you good parents out there, like how I know, there's people out there waiting for an incident. They got their kids on all types of medications just for a check. Ain't nothing wrong with their kids. They just need some TLC that their parents not providing. But they getting disability, they getting all types of ADHD money off their kids. People will get a bag off their children. I'm not saying that's what Nolan's parents are doing. I'm pretty sure they didn't know what to do when they heard the news. And that's when the phone calls start coming in, the door start knocking. Ben Crump, he show up like the devil. He bring along Al Sharpton, the whole NAACP, the Boulay committee to get that thing set up. And a lot of people are saying that Nolan Wells' father is into that. Matter of fact, let me look this up real quick because I don't want to be talking about it and don't know what I'm talking about. So y'all stay tuned, man. We gonna do this. Matter of fact, put that other music on. Okay, come on. I need to see this for myself. Man, y'all still there? Let me know if y'all can hear me, man. I don't know. If y'all can hear me, let me know. Because they damn sure cut off my stream. They cut me off. I don't know where they cut me off at. But it was all, let me know if y'all can hear me out there, man. I'm waiting to see if anybody can hear me. Because I guess I said something to strike a nerve to where they cut me off. What was the last thing? I don't think they could hear me out there. I don't know. Let me double check this real quick. Can they? Okay, the music on and stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here and wait to see if the chat can hear me. Cause if not, I'm gonna just go ahead and cut the stream off, man. Reggie, I don't know why they do this. Every time it start getting good, they want to pull the plug on my show. Cause I ain't sitting up here shucking and jiving. I'm trying to keep it real. What's the last thing y'all heard me say, man? Somebody said Nolan's father might be the handler. The mom always take over the conversation. And is an Eastern Star. She's supposed to act just the way she acting. So the rumors are true that his parents, they both boule-ish. And they in them societies and all that type of stuff. Ain't no telling, what's the deal with this? Because for the right opportunity, when your brothers call or when your sisters call for action and you already indoctrinated and there's things going on in the world, there's things happening in the media, there's situations, and we would love to have a volunteer whoever's willing. They probably, and I'm not saying this will happen, but it's a possibility. They get invited to that meeting and they got some big money on the table. It ain't gonna be easy, but whoever got a child that's willing to, for the cause or whatever, I hate to think it, but for that money, shit, depending on how much it is, but I'm praying that's not the case with Nolan and his parents or whatever, man. So I don't know. But one thing for sure, his neck bones is missing. Ben Crump don't know what the hell going on. It's a whole lot of stuff we're going to be talking about. So make sure y'all stay tuned. We going to be back. Y'all be good out there too, man. I want to give a special shout out to the people listening. All the people that left them comments. everybody that come through. Lil Stay Alive was the first person to leave a comment, and as far as I can see, he the last person to leave a comment, man. Over 1,000 people watching, only 18 likes. I don't like it, but I figure y'all should like it since y'all watching. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the fact that we got all these people, ain't nobody hit the like button, and barely nobody leaving no comment. That's why I'm about to get out of here now, cause y'all ain't right. Somebody said she was an Eastern Star. Lil Stay Alive, you the truth, man. Sharon Ray is in the building. Who else we got up in here, man? Who else came through and left more than one comment? Gage Gore, what it do, dog? Swagger Me, I see you, man. Lakia, what it do? Who else came through? Baraka was here. That's what's up, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I'ma holla at y'all later, baby.